Hi, I'm Lewis. For 3 years, I'd saved every penny to afford my one-bedroom apartment in the city. It wasn't much, but it was mine. My sanctuary after long shifts at the marketing firm where I'd been climbing the ladder since graduation. Lewis, you're gonna love what I brought for dinner, my girlfriend Mia said over the phone as I walked to my car after work. Can't wait. I'm heading home now, I replied, loosening my tie. Should be there in 20. Perfect, I'll meet you there. My phone buzzed with another call. Mom, I talked to her tomorrow. Tonight was date night. When I pulled into my assigned spot, I noticed an unfamiliar car in the visitor space. Probably one of the neighbor's friends. I trudged up 3 flights of stairs, unlocked my door, and froze. Surprise! My sister Vanessa sat cross-legged on my couch, surrounded by boxes, suitcases, and what appeared to be her entire bedroom set crammed into my living room. What the? I dropped my keys. Vanessa, how did you get in here? She shrugged. Mom and Dad gave me keys. They said it was all arranged. Arranged? What are you talking about? I never... The door behind me opened, and my parents walked in carrying grocery bags. Louis, there you are, Mom chirped, setting bags on my kitchen counter. We've been setting up all day, Dad clapped my shoulder. Your sister needed a place to stay after that whole mess with her roommate. We knew you wouldn't mind. I stepped back. You knew I wouldn't mind? You made copies of my keys without asking me? Don't be dramatic, Mom waved dismissively. We're family. Vanessa needs help and you have space. I have a one-bedroom apartment. Where exactly is she supposed to sleep? Dad gestured to the living room. The couch pulls out. We already tested it. Very comfortable. That's not the point. You can't just... Louis? Mia stood in the doorway holding a bag of takeout. What's going on? Mom brightened. Oh, you must be Mia. I'm Carol, Louis's mother. We're just helping Vanessa move in. Mia looked at me, confusion clear on her face. Move in? You didn't mention a roommate? Because I didn't know, I said through gritted teeth. Apparently my parents made copies of my keys and decided to move my sister in without asking me. Oh? Mia set the food down. Should I go? No, I said firmly. This is still our date night. Mom, Dad, Vanessa, we need to talk, but not right now. Dad frowned. Son, your sister needs... Not tonight, I repeated. Please leave. We'll discuss this tomorrow. After a tense standoff, they reluctantly left. As the door closed, I collapsed onto my couch. Now Vanessa's bed, apparently. Mia sat beside me. Are you okay? No, they completely violated my boundaries. I ran my hands through my hair. Who does that? What are you going to do? I don't know yet, but I know who might. I pulled out my phone and called my friend Derek, who worked in real estate law. Hey man, Derek answered. What's up? My parents made copies of my keys and moved my sister into my apartment without permission. Please tell me that's illegal. Derek's laugh cut short when he realized I was serious. Wait, for real? Dude, that's breaking and entering, possibly trespassing. Even family can't just enter your residence without consent. Want me to come by tomorrow to discuss options? Yes, please. After hanging up, Mia squeezed my hand. I'm sorry about dinner. I looked at the scattered boxes. I'm sorry about everything. The next morning, I called in sick to work and waited for Derek to arrive. My doorbell rang at 9 a.m. sharp. Thanks for coming, I said, letting Derek in. He whistled at the boxes crowding my living room. So they really did move her in. Where's everyone now? I told them to come back at 10. I wanted to talk to you first. Derek set his briefcase on my kitchen counter. Smart move. Look, what they did is definitely illegal. Unauthorized entry, making copies of keys without consent. Doesn't matter if they're family. What should I do? Depends how far you want to take this. Derek pulled out a notepad. Change your locks immediately. Document everything. Take photos of all this stuff they moved in. I nodded, already snapping pictures with my phone. Louis? My mother's voice called from the hallway, followed by a knock. Are you home? Derek raised an eyebrow. Showtime. I opened the door to find my parents and Vanessa waiting. Who's this? Dad asked, eyeing Derek suspiciously. Derek Williams. He extended his hand. I'm a real estate attorney and Louis's friend. Mom's smile faltered. An attorney? Louis, is that really necessary? This is a family matter. A family matter? I let out a hollow laugh. You broke into my apartment. We did not break in, Dad protested. We had keys. Keys you made without my permission, I countered. That's illegal. Vanessa stepped forward. Louis, I didn't know they hadn't talked to you. They told me you were fine with it. Were you fine with it? Derek asked her pointedly. She looked down. I needed a place to stay after Jess kicked me out. Kicked you out? Why? I asked. Vanessa shrugged. Creative differences. Mom jumped in. Her roommate was unreasonable. Vanessa is going through a difficult time. That doesn't give you the right to invade my space. I paced the room. Why didn't you just ask me? Because you would have said no, Dad stated flatly. The room went silent. So you knew I wouldn't want this and you did it anyway? My voice was dangerously quiet. Mom touched my arm. Honey, sometimes family has to make hard decisions for each other. Derek cleared his throat. Mr. and Mrs. Turner, I need to be clear. What you did constitutes unauthorized entry. Lewis has every right to file a police report. You'd call the police on your own parents? Dad's face reddened. I don't want to, I admitted, but I need you to understand how serious this is. You violated my boundaries and my trust. What about your sister? Mom demanded. Where is she supposed to go? That's not Lewis's responsibility, Derek interjected, and forcing the issue through illegal means doesn't help anyone. My phone buzzed, a text from my landlord, Shannon, responding to my earlier message. Coming up now to inspect the situation. A knock at the door followed seconds later. Shannon's expression grew increasingly concerned as I explained the situation. Let me get this straight, she said, surveying the boxes cluttering my living room. Your parents made unauthorized copies of your keys and moved someone in without permission from either you or management? That's correct, Derek confirmed. Shannon turned to my parents. Mr. and Mrs. Turner, this is a serious lease violation. Only approved tenants can live here. Dad puffed up. Now listen here. No, you listen, Shannon cut him off. This is a legal contract your son signed. You've put his tenancy at risk with these actions. Mom's indignation deflated slightly. We were just trying to help Vanessa. By jeopardizing Lewis's living situation? Shannon shook her head. All of these items need to be removed today, and we'll need those unauthorized keys. This is ridiculous, Dad muttered. Lewis, are you really going to let your sister be homeless? I'm not homeless, Vanessa interjected. I could stay with Tanya, but her place is so far from work. So this was about convenience? I asked incredulously. Not necessity? Vanessa had the decency to look embarrassed. It's not like that. Then what is it like? Because from where I'm standing, you and our parents decided my privacy and autonomy weren't important. We're family, Mom insisted. Family helps each other. Family asks first, I countered. Family respects boundaries. Dad stepped toward me. You're being completely unreasonable. After everything we've done for you. That doesn't give you the right to break into my home, my voice rose. I've worked hard for this place. It's mine. My name is on the lease. My money pays the rent. Your sister needs help. Then help her the right way. Don't drag me into it by force. Shannon stepped between us. I think everyone needs to calm down. Mr. and Mrs. Turner, Vanessa cannot stay here. That's final. You need to remove her belongings today. Dad's face darkened. Or what? Or I'll have to involve the authorities, Shannon replied evenly. Breaking and entering unauthorized occupancy, these are serious matters. You'd let him do this to his own sister? Mom turned to me, tears welling. Lewis, please. She has nowhere to go. She just said she could stay with Tanya, I pointed out, but that's so far from her job. That's not my problem to solve. Dad jabbed a finger at me. This is how you repay us for everything, by threatening legal action, by humiliating us in front of strangers. You humiliated yourselves when you decided to break the law? This is outrageous, Dad's voice boomed. We raised you better than this. You raised me to respect others, something you clearly forgot. Dad lunged forward, grabbing my shirt. Don't you dare talk to me like that. Derek and Shannon moved instantly, Derek pulling me back while Shannon stepped between us. That's enough. Shannon's voice was steel. Sir, if you don't leave immediately, I'm calling the police. Dad released me, breathing heavily. This isn't over. Yes, it is, I said quietly. It's very over. The locksmith finished installing my new locks 3 hours later. My apartment was mine again, empty of Vanessa's belongings, secured against further invasions. Derek had helped me file a restraining order after Dad's aggressive behavior, and Shannon had added a note to my lease file documenting the incident. All set, the locksmith handed me 2 new keys. No one's getting in without these. Thank you. I paid him and closed the door, savoring the click of a lock that only I could open. My phone had been buzzing nonstop, messages from Mom alternating between guilt trips and apologies, texts from Vanessa claiming she hadn't known about their plan. I silenced them all. When Mia arrived that evening, she brought dinner again, a do-over for our interrupted date night. How are you holding up? She asked, setting down the bags. Better now. It's quiet again. Have you talked to your family? I shook my head, not ready yet, maybe not for a long time. The doorbell rang. I checked the peephole, Derek and Shannon. Hope we're not interrupting, Derek said as I let them in. We wanted to check on you. Shannon handed me a folder. The restraining order was approved. Your father can't come within 100 feet of you or your apartment. Thank you both, I said. I couldn't have handled this without you. What about your sister, Mia asked. Where did she end up? With Tanya, according to my cousin. Apparently the commute isn't as bad as she claimed. Shannon shook her head. Families can be complicated. That's one word for it, I agreed. Derek settled onto the couch. Have you thought about what happens next? With your parents, I mean. I don't know, they crossed a line I never imagined they would. They might try to make amends, Mia suggested gently. Some things can't be fixed with an apology, I replied. Trust is earned and they shattered it completely. My phone buzzed again, Dad calling from a different number to bypass my blocks. I declined the call. They'll keep trying, Shannon observed. Let them. I set my phone down. I'm not obligated to answer. What about holidays? Mia asked. Family gatherings? I'll deal with that when it comes. I looked around at the three people who had supported me through this crisis. Right now, I'm focused on rebuilding my sense of security. My parents proved they don't respect my boundaries. I won't let them violate them again. Derek raised his glass. To boundaries. And consequences, Shannon added. And true support, Mia finished, squeezing my hand. We clinked glasses as my phone lit up with another call from my father. I turned it face down. You know, I said, I always thought family meant unconditional support. Now I realize it should mean unconditional respect. That's profound, Shannon nodded, and worth remembering. As evening faded into night, I felt something I hadn't expected. Peace. My apartment was mine again. My boundaries were clear, and the people around me now were the ones who truly deserved to be there. Have you ever had your trust violated by someone close to you? I asked my friends. How did you handle it? As our conversation continued, I realized that while blood might make you related, respect is what makes you family. And sometimes the family you choose is more valuable than the one you're born into.